Hey, everybody. For those who celebrate a belated happy Hanukkah, we're coming to the tail end of 8 crazy nights. My big brisket and latke cook-off is actually going to be Friday night at my house as I'm recording this the day beforehand. We just got through a huge blizzard here in Minnesota. Temperatures well below zero today, a foot of new snow on the ground, and dogs tracking it in and out of the house everywhere. It's fantastic. Before I get to the questions for today's Ask Me Anything, I thought I would just let you know that I, as always, tend to have holiday messages. I'll try to keep this short. I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you for having an interest in what I do. If you're watching this, please know I intend this for you, whether it was passed on to you third hand or whether or not you've been a subscriber since day one. I do what I do because I love it. Secondarily, I do it because it has an immediate effect on other people. When I was a little kid, I begged my parents to cook in kitchens during summer breaks. And finally, somewhere between 9th and 10th grade, they let me. And it was a small little seafood restaurant in Long Island. And the first day, I knew how to shuck oysters and clams before I walked in the door. So they were kind of in the weeds on it. And I just, picked up an oyster knife and started helping the person on the cold side, even though I was supposed to just stand around and watch. I'm not a stand around and watch guy. And there is there's a feeling that I got when I saw a tray that had oysters on it that I opened go across the dining room, and I watched to this cut. They kind of put one down. Ooh, they looked at each other and they smiled and they were happy and they toasted with wine. It was magical. And that feeling is still why I do what I do, just in different places. I still get that feeling in restaurants that I operate. I still get that feeling when I write something, I get a comment, or when someone stops me on the street and says, hey, my kid eats broccoli because of you. And you all give me that feeling. You have made me happy beyond my wildest measure. So, a huge, huge, huge thank you. Not too late for a last minute Christmas gift. Sorry. One last thing. Recently, I'm just at the age where a lot of people die suddenly. Franco Harris died suddenly the other day. It hit me pretty hard. I just saw him not too long ago. And I realized this is the only life we're given. Right? This is it. And the only thing you can't buy, doesn't matter who you are on planet Earth, how much money you have, how much pull you have with the Almighty, whatever, you can't buy time. And the best thing that we can do is live this time that we're given to the absolute 100% fullest, which is why it's why I don't do a lot of downtime stuff. I mean, yeah, sure. Do I nap on the couch when I'm exhausted? Yeah. But I'm not a downtime guy. I want to, suck every ounce of joy and delight that this world has to offer me. And I hope you do too. And I would encourage you to if you don't. Christmas gift, a subscription, a paid subscription to Spilled Milk helps us keep the lights on, but it's a great last minute stocking stuffer. Lots of holiday recipes on my website at andrewzimmern.com if you want some. And as a nice lead in to Bruce's first question, you'll see why it's important in a second. My wife and I will be in New Orleans for 2 weeks this winter. I'm jealous. What culinary experiences should we not miss? What are your favorite haunts and dishes in NOLA? Who serves the best alligator, crawfish, and oyster dishes? Well, I'll give you a freebie that no one really knows about, and that's R&O. R&O is a restaurant out in Metairie. It's about a 20-minute bus ride, car ride, Uber Hitch down the highway if you have to. It's right on the edge of town. It's just a fun family style restaurant. The food is not served family style. It's just that everyone in there knows each other. I've been about 6 times. The first time I was there, I raised my hand. Well, I stood up and I asked everybody in the place, seats 200 people. I said, "Is anybody here a tourist?" And not a single hand went up. And then I realized they were all looking at me, and I kind of raised my hand. It's like, I come to this city often enough. I'm not a tourist. I'm a visitor. And people laughed. But when folks ask me, like, I want a real experience, I send them to Arno's. Now, if you were a paying subscriber, you can just go into the archive where I did a roundup of my favorite places in Nolans. I love the food there. New Orleans has something like, 400,000 full-time residents, and they get like 55 million visitors a year. The entire restaurant industry there is supported by people visiting, which is why Katrina and COVID hit them especially hard. And the places that are there need your support. I tell people to go to cities like that, and especially that city, which has done so much for so many, for so long, and keeps getting slapped in the face, and they keep getting up better than ever every time. I love going down there. I've got a long list of favorites. Become a subscriber, archive, spilled milk. You're going to love it. Dawn. Sorry, these alerts keep coming on my phone. Dawn writes, "I just left the branding industry after 2 decades and I'm trying to get into food." Great. I love that. "I'm almost 50, so you're young, and don't want to start in a kitchen." You don't have to. "Despite knowing I am talented in other ways, I'm afraid nobody will give me a chance. Do you have any ideas for paths to choose?" Oh my gosh. Dawn, the difference between look, let's say there are 5 restaurants. They're all on the same block in the same city, or in the same neighborhood in the same city. They all serve different food. So ostensibly, people could just go there and eat at different ones all the time. Let's say the food is good in all of them. Service is good in all of them. Price point is the same in all of them. Let's say they're all kind of designed with the same net effect. In other words, you feel good when you're in there and they look attractive. Which restaurant do you think stays operational and financially viable, sustainable, the longest? The answer is the one that has the best marketing and branding, because at the end of the day, that's the difference maker. Letting people know that you're there, establishing a brand that people know of. So when they hear about, they're like, "Oh, I know that place, that's the place that, everyone goes for blank because they've seen it on the cover of the local glossy city magazine or in the alt weekly." I think if you have 20 years in the branding business, what you have to offer is food adjacent wisdom that restaurants would die for. So you can freelance and do consulting for bigger restaurant groups. You could join an established, there's in every town, big and small, every town, there are little PR agencies, marketing groups, or big agencies and big marketing groups that specialize in work with food businesses and restaurants. And so you could get a job at one of those focusing specifically on food, but it sounds like you left a company. Maybe you're looking to do something on your own. Or maybe you want to get hired. Restaurant groups, that's a restaurant or hospitality group that owns multiple locations, sometimes of the same concept, sometimes different concepts, will all have an internal marketing and PR person or team. And I would pursue that. I think you are extremely valuable. I think you're the right age. You have all the wisdom. You don't have to do it in a kitchen. And if you're talented, people will give you a chance. The best part about the restaurant business is it's, you know, I mean, look, I'll use a food metaphor. Cream rises to the top. If you have skills, you will be in demand. The restaurant business is a pennies industry. So everyone is looking for every edge that they can get. So I would pursue those types of things. And let us know how it's going. Again, happy holidays. For those of you who want a last minute gift, give a subscription of Spilled Milk. It really does help us. Lots of recipes for holiday stuff on my website, regardless of what you're celebrating. And as we get ready for New Year's Eve, for those of you that want to do something fun, lots of love to you all. And most importantly, know how grateful I am for all of your support and for just hanging out with me. Have a great holiday.